To start off, we're gonna use some cabbage, a lot of onion. This is not all of the onion that I'm gonna use. I'm actually gonna use more. Some around 3 tomatoes, some chipotle sauce, and whatever seasoning you want, like garlic, salt, whatever you want. And for the beans, I just use canned beans. I just feel like it's just too much to do the whole beans from scratch. These are freaking delicious. And we're also gonna be mashing these, so they're gonna be kind of like refried mashed beans. The cabbage is what's gonna replace the chicken or the pork. So for the tomatoes, I decided to go with 4 instead of 3. And all you have to do is boil them for a few minutes until it starts to kind of like peel off. And then I usually peel the little skin off. You can also take the seeds off if you want. I mean, it's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and just chop this up. And I think I'm just gonna use half of it. So then I cut it in half, and then I start slicing it this way so that everything's very finely shredded. I'm a lefty, so you guys can't really see what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to do it this way. It basically should look like this, just very finely shredded. But it's just supposed to mimic kind of like shredded chicken. Okay, so I'm done with the cabbage. As you can see, it's kind of finely shredded. And I know it looks like a lot, but it will shrink once you start like cooking it. For the tomatoes, as soon as they start to kind of like peel off like that, I don't know if you guys can see that, they're ready. This one still needs to peel a little bit, but I can take these out already. And it basically just takes a few minutes to boil. Alright, so I went ahead and put a little plate over here. I know you might think I'm a freak or whatever, but I don't like chopping my onions on my cutting boards because it leaves that oniony smell and taste. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do one whole onion. So this is half, and I'm gonna cut another one here just to do half of it as well. Alright, so there is the onions. We're also gonna use some onions with the tomato sauce and chipotle sauce, but this is what's gonna go with the cabbage. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just scoop out my tomatoes, and do try to peel off the skin just a little bit, but this is optional. Obviously you can leave it on, it's up to you. Add a little bit of onion in here just to add a little more flavor. 2 cloves of garlic. These are pretty small, they're not that big, and I usually just get them from Trader Joe's. These are the fresh organic garlics, and it just comes in a little pouch like this. Now I'm gonna add half a can of chipotle sauce. It can be pureed, it can be whatever you want. I usually just get the pureed one. This is ready to be blended, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the beans, and all I'm doing is just taking a little small pan because I only use 1 can. I'm only feeding 2 people, so if you need to feed more people, you're probably gonna want to get more cans. Usually canned beans aren't as good, but these are really, really good. Refrying them with some onion and olive oil, and this is the olive oil I use. This is the organic extra virgin olive oil from I get this at Vaughn's, but I'm pretty sure a lot of stores carry this. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this little bean smasher, or this little thingamajig, and just kind of mash them up. These beans already have some sea salt, but if you want to add like extra seasoning to your beans, then you can go ahead and do that now. I usually just add a little bit of garlic powder, and that's it. I do want them to be a little bit thicker because I am going to be using them for tostadas. And for tostadas, you really don't want them to be super runny. You just want them to be a little thicker so they stay in the tostada. They don't be running everywhere. I'm gonna let this boil for a bit so maybe it gets thicker. But that's it for the beans. I'm taking a big saucepan like this, and I'm just gonna add EVOO. I do have the fire on kind of like medium high, and add all the onions. I'm just gonna let these onions kind of cook a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the sauce. You can also strain the sauce with a little colander so that the sauce is much smoother, but I'm in a hurry right now, so I'm just gonna toss it in there. I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit because this is getting crazy. At this time, I'm also gonna add the cabbage. What I'm gonna be using to season mine is basically garlic salt. So a little bit of that. I'm also gonna squeeze half a lime. A little bit of ground cumin, which is basically comino molido in Spanish. Of course, I'm also gonna add some salt, and I'm using the pink Himalayan salt. That's basically what I use to cook. I feel like it has better benefits for you. I'm gonna go ahead and just let this boil for like a few minutes, and then it's gonna be ready to be made into tostadas. All right, guys, so now it's time to put everything together into a tostada. We're gonna start off with one tostada just to show you guys. I don't eat just one tostada. I mean, I eat a lot of them. I'm gonna put a layer of the beans. A little bit of the tinga. Gonna add a little bit of avocado slices, a few cilantro leaves. I'm also gonna squeeze more lemon on top of it. If you really love spicy food, you can go ahead and add your favorite salsa. I have some salsa verde that I made yesterday, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on top. And there you have it, a vegan Tinga Tostada. It's so delicious, and the shredded cabbage definitely mimics the shredded chicken. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.